Let's bring in our next guest, Mary Bass. Mary, how's it going?
Hi, Jack. Thanks for having me.
Nice to see you again. Now, Mary, you're here to talk about something that I had no idea that you do. I've known you for a year, and I'm kind of upset that you never told me.
That's because you usually bring me on as a part of the chamber, Mariposa County Chamber of Commerce, which is what I do to promote my business, which is San Joaquin Drug. And we're actually located in Planada. My husband's the pharmacist there, and we've been open since 2000.
The beautiful town of Planada. You know, I have some friends from Planada, and I always joke with them, you need to take me there and show me around. And they're like, well, if you got a spare 5 minutes, let me know. But on our way up to Mariposa, oftentimes we take the 140, the Yosemite Parkway, right through Planada. Tell
so
me,
you must have seen my pharmacy, the big one on the corner right across from the Valero. And it's funny, for years there was a sheriff's substation right there. And I would tell people where we were located, and I have a huge sign. And they'd say, no, no, no. And I go, well, you know where the sheriff's is? And they'd say, oh, yeah, okay. It's like, we are their neighbors. And that was the only way I would
That can't
get
be
them.
a bad thing, because what you do is you go to these little towns around Planada, and you deliver people's medicines to them.
We do. We've offered delivery since the day we opened our doors, and we deliver to Merced, Planada, La Grande, Cathy's Valley, and Mariposa.
Wow.
Yeah, and like I said,
I
we've
bet
been doing it a long
people
time.
really, really appreciate that.
You know,
don't
it's
they?
kind of interesting, Chuck. I don't know how a lot of the people got medicines before we delivered to them. Oftentimes we go there and they're pretty inhibited on where they can get around, how to move. I'm like,
or where they live.
Or where they live. And, you know, it's difficult, and with the price of gas and transportation issues. And a lot of people don't really think about it, but for someone who works all day, you don't want to go home and sit in line. You know, you want to go home. You don't want to stand in line at a pharmacy to get your prescription filled. So we take it to your office while you're working. So, you know, you can get paid to get your prescription delivered.
Now, how come all pharmacies don't have delivery?
It's costs a lot of money to offer that service. It's, you know, and I have 3 different delivery drivers, 2 different cars that go out. So, I mean, it's expensive. It's an expensive service to offer.
Why did you pick Planada?
So at the time, Mike and I were living in Merced. My dad retired out of Merced, so, you know, I graduated high school. So we were living in Merced, and he had had enough of working for the big chains and wanted to open his own pharmacy. And I think at the time there were 16 or 18 in Merced already. And so a doctor was selling his business in La Grande and said, going out to La Grande and check this out. And we went out there, and it was a huge doctor's office, you know, all broke up into little rooms, and we just thought, this is not going to work. So we're driving back to Merced, and right on 140 in Sutter is a shut down Subway. And we went, now that's the size and the right location for us.
A Subway sandwich.
A Subway sandwich. So, you know, we're a very small pharmacy. As if you've ever been in a Subway, they aren't very big. And so we're a very small pharmacy, but we have a lot of impact, I think, on the community, which is actually the real reason I'm here today.
Uh-oh.
So I want to tell you about the health fair I've been doing.
Okay, let's talk about that.
I do an annual health fair. I've been doing it for about 6 or 7 years now. When we first started, we started in our parking lot, which is, I think I have 4 parking spaces there. And now we've moved to behind the pharmacy and shut down all of Bigler. And last year we teamed with Binational Health Week, and they helped bring more services to us. So we'll be able to offer, with the help of Merced County, 100 flu shots. We offer dental, vision, hearing, glucose, blood pressure. We're going to have...
You're going to be screening for all those things?
We're going to be screening for all those things.
At what cost?
Everything's free. My health fair is completely free for anybody who wants to have a booth and anybody that wants to come.
So obviously you're not doing this to make money.
No, we do this because when we first got out there, and it's better now, but there's still a lot of services lacking. And Planada was kind of like, you know, the ugly stepchild, or, you know, nobody wanted to go out there and offer them services. And because a lot of the language barriers and transportation issues, they weren't aware of what was open to them. So my goal was to try to bring services out to Planada so that these people would have access to better health care. So I always tell people I run my for-profit business like a nonprofit.
Right.
It's more about helping the patients, helping the community, and trying to make a difference in their lives. So this year's pretty exciting. We've partnered with the local high school. They're going to be making up some healthy wraps for us to hand out, and we're going to have entertainment. We're going to have some demonstrations, yoga demonstrations, parks and rec demonstrations, basketball, things like that.
Cool.
So Dignity Health will probably do a presentation.
And that's this weekend?
That is October 9th. It's
Okay.
always the second Thursday in October,
Okay.
which October is National Pharmacist Month. You know your medicine, know your pharmacist. So that was the reason we picked October. And it's a great time to get to know your pharmacist, get to know, some screenings. By National Health Week, the partners that we are with actually offer, I think they have about 5 different events that they're doing between Atwater, Merced, Livingston. As a matter of fact, I have those dates and times right here for
people
you.
come down and they get screened for all those things for nothing.
Right.
What do they do with the results?
They give them to the customer, to the patient. They
And
give
then the
them to
patient
person.
takes. Well, I mean,
Can take them to
there's
the
gotta be some-
doctor, and or you can get an idea. It's like, wow, my blood pressure's through the roof. Maybe I shouldn't go home and drink that beer or eat that salt, or maybe I should go see the doctor, or maybe I should talk to my pharmacist and find out, is this a result of the medication I'm taking? Is there something I can do? So it opens up their eyes a little bit to what's going on with them, and gives another way to access health care.
That's awesome.
So-
That's very, that's very nice of you to do.
Thank you.
All right.
Let me tell you some dates
All right,
of the other ones.
sure.
So the San Joaquin Drug Health Fair in Planada, which is an excellent time for you to come to Planada and check it out and spend more than 5 minutes, and I'd be happy to show you around the rest of the town. Atwater camp screenings, they'll be at the camp there on October 10th. They'll be at the Atwater Flea Market on 10/9 doing screenings. Los Banos, 10/10. Livingston Health Fair, 10/16. And their big event is at the Merced County Office of Education on the 19th of October.
Okay, all my friends out there, please. From someone who neglected to go to the doctor for about 15 years and eventually dropped, please take advantage of these health fairs. Go out and talk to these people. It's a great idea. Thank you very much, Mary, for coming.
Thank you, Ted.
It's so good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you, too.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back on the Buzz. Stick around.